What's the worst case of entitlement you've witnessed? I worked maintenance at this huge apartment complex called Cedar Heights. Most tenants were really cool about everything except this one lady on the first floor. Her name was Linda, and she was around 60 years old. Never worked a day in her life because she got money from her dead relatives and acted like she owned the whole building. This woman complained about everything. Too much noise from upstairs, not enough salt on the icy sidewalks. The hallway smelled weird. My boots were too loud when I walked past her door. I always stayed polite and smiled through all her complaints. That was my job, and I actually liked helping people. But then one Tuesday morning, everything changed. I was coming back from fixing a broken garbage disposal when I saw Linda collapsed right outside the lobby doors. She was unconscious and looked really pale. I immediately called 911 and stayed with her until the ambulance showed up. Found out later she had kidney failure and needed a transplant soon. I felt bad for her, so I visited the hospital once just to check how she was doing. Big mistake. That single visit made Linda think we were best friends or something. She started calling the complex office every single day, demanding that I come visit her again. When I stopped answering her calls, she began writing these crazy long letters to my manager about how disrespectful I was being after all she had done for me, which was weird because she had never done anything for me, not even let me borrow a pen. Then about 3 weeks later, the real nightmare started. Linda somehow got access to a list of compatible kidney donors from the hospital. She found out I was a perfect match for her kidney type. That's when she completely lost her mind. She didn't ask me to donate a kidney. She demanded it. Her argument was that if it weren't for her living in the building and complaining about stuff, I wouldn't have a job to pay my bills. She actually filed an official complaint with building management claiming I was being morally neglectful and abandoning my medical duty to save her life. The woman offered me $500 and a used blender as payment for my kidney. A used blender for my kidney. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I told her absolutely not and that she was insane. I had never promised her anything, and visiting someone in the hospital one time doesn't mean you owe them your organs. The building manager had to officially warn Linda to stop harassing me about medical stuff, but Linda didn't stop. She started this whole campaign against me in the building. She told other tenants I was heartless and ungrateful and selfish. She said I was letting an innocent woman die when I could easily save her. One old lady actually spit at me in the hallway and called me a monster. Then Linda's lawyer sent me this letter saying I was the key to her survival and that I shouldn't be selfish about sharing my body parts. The letter made it sound like I was committing murder by keeping my own kidney. I couldn't take it anymore. The stress was making me sick, and I couldn't even do my job without people giving me dirty looks. I had to transfer to a different building across town just to escape Linda's crazy demands. About a year later, I heard through the grapevine that Linda finally got a kidney transplant from an actual donor. But apparently, she pulled the same guilt trip manipulation on 3 other building employees before finding someone. One of the maintenance guys had a complete nervous breakdown and quit his job.